What's happening, Hunter? This is Coach Matt over at Elite Throws Coaching doing your video analysis. And once again, thank you so much for sending this over as an MP4 video. When you send them over this way, it's much easier to use the right and left buttons to go kind of a frame by frame, a little step by step, where you can just sort of click right along and go frame by frame. Especially a high resolution video like this, you can see a lot of things that you don't with a grainy potato video. So in this video, Hunter, your stepmom had sent it in. It says you are 15 years old, you're 6'2", 155 pounds. That was me when I was a freshman in high school, pretty much identical height and weight to what you are now. You've been throwing for just about 4 months. You're starting to lift weights, you're starting to increase strength, you've got lots of growing and lots of filling out left to do, which I totally agree. So we're going to take a look at a couple things here. First of all, I'd like to just watch the videos in full at first. All right, let's see that again. Going to go through. So you do a lot of things very, very well. We'll start by saying that. Do a lot of stuff really, really well. We're going to talk about two parts of the throw. We're going to talk about the back of the circle and the front of the circle. So the back of the circle, you do a good job of just pulling the discus back and going. That's probably my biggest pet peeve, is when people pull that discus back and like 5-6 times and they're all over the place. So you do a really good job of pulling the discus back one time. Boom. I'd like to see it maybe a little bit higher, but that's pretty darn good for someone who just started throwing about 4 months ago. You got great flexibility, great separation. You start to get that right foot off the ground. Pretty good. You can see it's just about to get off the ground. But what we're starting to see here is that you are kind of starting to fall backwards. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if we had you stand in this position, you'd fall over. So you're moving, which is why you're able to keep your balance. But if we just stopped you right here and said, okay, stand there, a gust of wind would blow you over. So you're starting to lean back. You're starting to sit your hips back to the middle of the circle, almost like a glide shot put. And you can see what that's going to turn into is that you're kind of trying to blast through your left side and really lean with your left hip and your left shoulder. What I want you to do is to stay on your left foot a little bit longer and allow your right side to come around your left. So one of the ways that I try to illustrate this, it's going to be hard to explain over video like this, but one of the ways that I try to explain this to my athletes is if you were standing against the corner of a wall, okay, say you were going to, a friend of yours was walking up the hallway and you were hiding in your bedroom, and as soon as they walked up the hallway, you were going to jump out and scare them. Well, you got to picture almost right here that your back is up against a wall, that you're standing on the corner, your back's against the wall, and you're going to turn around that corner and you're going to scare your friend. When you do this, you're trying to drive through that wall. You're not turning around the corner and pivoting around the corner to scare your friend. At this point, you're trying to shove your left hip and your left shoulder and your back through the wall. You're going to put a hole right in the wall. We want you instead to turn around the wall. So don't fall backwards. See how you're falling backwards into the circle? I want you to get your weight on your left foot. Keep your weight and stay on that left foot for longer so that you can actively control that drive. You can see here you're falling. It's a little out of control and you're falling. Now you do a good job of recovering and driving to the middle of that circle. You lose your separation a little bit, which, again, you're brand new, so you're still learning the technique and everything. You do drop your foot down. But I'd say that's probably the biggest thing to work on is the back of that circle. staying on your left foot a little bit longer, pivoting on your left foot instead of turning and trying to like run through a wall. I want you to turn around your left foot and then drive down the circle. So you're kind of trying to rush the back of the circle. Spend a little bit more time on your left foot. Be a little bit more balanced, a little bit more in control in the back. Spend a little bit more time, and just like you're going to turn around the corner of the wall, I want you to turn around your left side. Don't try to blow through the left side or blow through that wall. Turn around the left side. Okay, so the other problem is right here. In the video with Jonathan, who I called Joseph a bunch of times, Jonathan, yesterday we talked about that heel-toe relationship and how that affects your throw. So you can see here, you actually, judging by the shadow, you are backwards. So you have the left heel lined up with the right toe, and you can see that from your shadow. What I'd like to see is your left toe lined up with your right heel. So I want that right toe a little bit further back. Almost not on the left sector line, but very close to the left sector line. And just like in Jonathan's video yesterday, you can go back and watch that video because it's from a different angle, Hunter. You can see here it's going to be very hard to get all the way around because you're blocking yourself off. You're cutting yourself off. So again, you look like a very good athlete. You look like you have great coordination, proprioception, good balance. I think that's sort of masking a lot of issues in this video. You're really able to kind of move your body and avoid a lot of the bad positions. Like you can see here, again, you've got that backwards heel toe, but then you get here and you can get your hips down the middle. So again, it's something where I think your athleticism and your flexibility, your coordination, your balance, all that stuff, you're able to control these two bad positions. So this position here in the back of the circle and this position here in the front of the circle. You're able to work around those two bad positions because you are such a great athlete. So what I want you to keep in mind is, if you're a really good athlete, imagine what's going to happen when you actually turn those into really good positions. Imagine what the potential for big, powerful throws is going to be when you get yourself into that position. So that's what I want you to work on, those two things. Now, there are other things going on in this video. I know we're probably going to have some comments underneath this video on YouTube where they talk about how, you don't ground your left foot in the front. You need to get the left heel down in the front to create the block, and you need to stay up on your right toe in the middle, and you drop the right heel in the middle, all that good stuff. You lose separation right here, blah, blah, blah. You're gonna hear a lot of that and see a lot of those comments underneath. But what I'm trying to do here is give you one or two big things to work on. Biggest thing to work on is to get on and around your left foot in the back, and a good, proper heel-toe position in the front. So those are the two big things. The other things are the little things. Get your arm longer, blah, blah, blah. Lots of little stuff, teeny tiny little stuff. That's the icing on the cake. That's the happy birthday Hunter written on the icing on the cake. That's the candles that go through the lettering, that goes through the icing on the cake. These are two big main ingredients. This is the cake mix and the eggs. These are the two big main ingredients to your throw. Work on the big main ingredients here, and all of this little stuff will work itself out if you continue to practice and you continue to work hard throughout the off season. All right, so those are the two big things, Hunter, that I want you working on. Again, if you have any questions, if your stepmom has any questions, please make sure to shoot me an email or leave a comment down below. And we'll do a few more of these videos here as we work into the weekend and the big championship track meets. Good luck with the rest of your season, buddy, and we'll talk to you soon.